Good morning. Yes, that's right. It's the weekend. This is Hire It Done. I'm your host, Adam Helfman. So what you got going on your home improvement list this morning? Anything good, bad, and different? Let me know. We have a good show lined up. Definitely a good show lined up. See, today and every Saturday, we always talk about the critical topics related to homes, meeting some of the most influential, interesting, and personable players in our industry, some of the best contractors around, and some you've never heard of. And today, we just want to talk home improvement. We want you to know that your house is a place where you have an investment. You need to protect your investment. So why not protect it by watching my show on Facebook, listening to the show on 97.1 The Ticket. We're also in 38 more markets around the state. And we have the website, hireitdone.com, for you to get more information, more blogs, more content, and, of course, find contractors. And today, we got good information, great guests. I've got Ron Alexander. Supposed to be bringing his main guy, Dominic, today. I'm excited about that. They're from Shelby Mechanical, plumbing outfit that on the east side, and legit, like the plumbing company that most people compare themselves to. That's how good they are. And I've got Josh Young coming in from Voltron Power. He's an electrician, master electrician. We're going to talk about why every house should have a generator, or maybe not. How much does a generator cost? Is it worth it? So we're going to be getting all that together. We got all kinds of really good content today. And that's what the show's all about. It's content. We're here to help you, the homeowner, fix, repair, or remodel everything within the four corners of your lot. I'm not a do-it-yourself show. I'm pro do-it-for-me. You know what that means? It means I'm the guy who's going to help you find contractors. I'm not anti-do-it-yourself, though. If you want to fix your own toilet, if you want to stop your washing machine from doing the tango across the floor, or if you want to build your own deck, no problem. You can have at it. You need advice? Yeah, listen to the show. I'm going to help you. But legitimately, when it's time for you to say, you know what, I can't do this. I'd rather be with my kids playing soccer than getting underneath the sink fixing a wash and disposal or whatever. So I'm going to bring you the people that you're not going to worry about. Homeowners have fears about getting ripped off from contractors, right? What are their fears? Well, one of the fears homeowners have is getting ripped off. Guy comes over, takes the money, never comes back. It's a big one. How about when they get ripped off or overcharge you? It's different, but at the same time, it's similar. So you gotta figure this out. And the best part about that is everyone has an opinion and everyone can do what they want. So it is what it is. But if you ever have a question, a concern, or you want to ask about a contractor or talk about one, no problem. Just go to hireitdone.com, email me, ask Adam. My email is adam@hireitdone.com, and we'll answer your home improvement question. And if you want, we'll even bring it on the radio show, or if you find it worthy enough, I'll answer it, but I'll also share it with the audience. And speaking of that, let's go to the mailbag. Dear Adam, my wife and I are vetting contractors for a kitchen renovation project we're planning to start in March. We have 3 contractors who put in bids, and we're having trouble sorting through the different proposals. Price points and timeframes for very different items are drastically different in the proposals, and every contractor is giving us a different story. Is there a way to cut through the BS and level the playing field when it comes to quotes? That's a really good question, and that's part of the problem with homeowners finding contractors and getting bids that compare apples to apples. And let me just say this. When you're calling contractors out, let's use this email from West Bloomfield about a kitchen renovation. They're getting quotes, and basically each guy that comes out comes recommended or whatever, and each guy gives a different version of the kitchen, and they're confused, thoroughly confused. It's never easy. So what do? Here's what you do. You always tell the contractor that you've decided to invite in your home. You say to them, listen, I'm not an expert in home improvement. I just want a beautiful kitchen. Here's what I like. Please put that in a proposal form that I can read and understand. Tell the contractor to dumb it down if you have to. Tell him that you write it in 6th grade English. And then when he gives it to you, then say to him, listen, I appreciate this, but can you also add into this roadmap or this story that you're giving me what's not included? And that's the key. Getting everything written down that's included and then everything not included. And then say that to all 3 contractors. Remember, homeowners buy home improvement based on the guy they like. Yes, price always is a factor. However, it's important that you understand that getting it in writing and getting what's included and then not included is where you go. Okay? Now, you always have a budget and you always have to figure it out. But that's the start to a good remodeling contractor. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about exactly what it means on what you're getting and what you're not getting in a contract. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. One of the easiest ways to improve your home safety is to add an egress window. An egress window provides a dwelling with an emergency means of exit with the added benefits of increasing the light and livability of your lower level as well as increasing the value of your home. While egress windows are not exclusive to lower levels, that's often where you see them installed. I get a ton of questions about egress windows from homeowners, and my go-to guy for all things egress is Anthony Iapolo of Easy Exit Egress Windows. A lot of people wonder what kind of window they need and how big it needs to be. According to Anthony, the codes vary from city to city, and egress windows must meet the minimum size requirements for your area. A basement egress window typically has an opening of at least 6 square feet. It's also critical for egress windows to be operational from inside without the use of keys or tools. While your choice is somewhat restricted by the code in your area, egress windows come in a variety of sizes and styles to choose from. Most basement egress windows also include an egress well, which allows the window to be opened and typically provides a means of climbing out, such as a ladder or steps. Codes for egress wells also vary depending on city. Anthony from Easy Exit says that depending on your location and how close your house sits to the edges of your lot, you may or may not run into limitations on which side of the home can have the egress window. And sometimes Anthony and his team are able to fit an egress window where it initially seemed like you wouldn't even be able to fit by using a slightly different well or window. That's why it's so critical to have a great contractor who can interpret your needs, who understands the codes, and can offer the best solution for your home. Just the other day, someone asked me if I can install an egress window during the winter months. And of course, I went to Easy Exit and asked Anthony, while weather and soil conditions need to be taken into account, it's not different installing a window in the winter than any other time of year, he says. Typically, you're dealing with about a foot or so of frost to break through, and then it's business as usual. And Anthony and his team are really good at installing windows. Most egress window jobs are completed in about a day, and it's very quick from the time they cut the hole to when the window is installed. The important thing to remember is that whether or not they're required in your area, an egress window is really a vital piece of potentially life-saving equipment that allows your family a means of escape and firefighters a means of entry in an emergency. For more information on egress windows, or if you're ready to start an egress window project, just head to hireitdone.com. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Great Saturday morning. Great information all morning, by the way. Don't forget there's a home show today at the Novi Home Show. Thinking of getting out of the house, great place to go, kick the tires. They got a good beef jerky guy there. I always go there and they sell bacon. It's good. It's really good. Jim, have you ever had homeowners, Jim Seggy, by the way, from Seggy Renovations, have you ever had a homeowner invite you back to the kitchen that you just finished for dinner?
Yeah.
Cook a meal for you?
Yes.
Is it fun? Do you like that?
It was awesome. It was, there's, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, the jobs that I do, I truly love, and I put my heart and soul into it. And just, it's just, I used the word before, transformation, and that's what we do. We don't sell, I tell people, I don't sell you a bathtub, and I don't sell you kitchen cabinets, and I don't sell you a countertop. I sell you your kitchen. I sell you your bathroom. And to me and my entire staff, we just are extremely conscious of actually what it visually looks like. We're conscious of the longevity of the project. And, that's just
What's the most expensive kitchen you ever done?
probably.
Welcome back to Hired Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Home Improvement Radio, right here on the sports station. It's the sport of home improvement. Let's take a quick second. Let's talk about Salt Sale Saturdays. Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions in Brighton. They're now open in Waterford as well. Every Saturday, that's this morning, you get DuraCube regular at an unbelievably low price of $5.99 a bag. It's a 40-pound bag. DuraCube Red Out for $6.99 a bag, and potassium chloride for $19.99 a bag, plus 5 gallons of bottled water, only $2.99 each. It's a good price. Anyways, you might want to check them out if you have a water softener. I've had some people call me regarding Beauchamps recently, and one of my friends got a whole house water system, filtration system. He called me up. He's like, dude, it's so much better. I have a friend, all they do is buy cases and cases and cases of bottled water. If you think about it, it's a waste of money. Get clean water coming out of your tap, which it should be anyways, but take it the extra mile. Go with Beauchamps. I'm telling you, such a difference. Way affordable, by the way. Even if you don't have well water, city water, you put their system on it, man, easily. So let me just talk about this. It's not what you spend, it's what you get. Think about that in home improvement. One of the most important aspects to planning a home renovation is proper budgeting. It's the number one thing that homeowners aren't honest about with their contractors. Yeah, you heard me, homeowners. Be honest with the contractor. But here's the honesty I'm talking about. And the contractor says, have you put a budget together for this kitchen? Have you put a budget together for this bathroom or roof or basement remodel? The contractor knows that you're not an expert in this. He doesn't expect you to give the exact price. Think about that. Just say to him, I don't know. I watched HTTV. They said the bathroom should cost $5,000. The right contractor is going to say, you know what, Mrs. Homeowner, let me break it down for you. Homeowners never been honest about it with contractors. Just be honest with the contractor about your budget. And sometimes you're not honest with yourselves, folks. And it's not because homeowners are trying to be deceptive. Think about that. It's because they fall into some set of these traps about home improvement planning. Everyone wants the low price. Everyone wants, the Cadillac, but on the Chevy budget. Take a look at your finances first thing. Be honest with yourself about how much you can budget for a particular project. Yeah, I can afford a $100,000 kitchen. Well, yeah, okay, but do you want to do that in a city where you're not going to get a return? Or are you like a chef? Think about that. One of my contractors I recently talked to, I asked him about budgeting. And he had an interesting answer. He said, Adam, it's not about how much you spend. It's how much you get. And he's kind of right. Nobody cares if your half bath costs $10,000, $15,000, or $30,000. You care about having great tile, quality craftsmanship, beautiful backsplash, and a toilet that flushes. I love toilets. And there are contractors who prey on homeowners who think that they can get more by spending more. This is why homeowners are so suspicious of contractors. The whole industry has earned a bad reputation for trying to get the most money while doing the least work. Listen, every bathroom remodel is let's just say a 3-piece bath. Toilet, vanity, tub shower, right? What happens? The tub shower in Bloomfield, the tub shower in Southfield, the tub shower in Detroit, the tub shower in Grand Rapids? Is that the same everywhere? Is there like a standard price? No, every job is different. And don't forget, when you're with a contractor, you got to know that the contractor is in business for a profit. If he's not, pass on him, okay? Think about that for a minute, my friends. You should pass when a contractor says, "Oh, I'm not making any money on this job." You don't want that. He'll rob Peter to pay Paul. So if you think about that, getting the right contractor is important. Being honest with him and him being honest with you is important as well. So here's a little bit of a sample conversation you should have with your contractor regarding budgeting. Let's use a kitchen as an example. The question comes up, Mr. Contractor? Yes. Tell me what a new kitchen should cost. What do you mean a new kitchen? Okay, here's how that conversation should go. You invite him over to your house. He says to you, "Okay, yeah, I see this and this. Tell me." The right contractor is going to ask you questions and you're going to interview. "Tell me about your kitchen, Mrs. Homeowner. How long have you been thinking about doing this kitchen? Have you seen other kitchens that you like? Have you been to Pinterest, Houzz, and all the websites? What about HGTV? Have you watched all those shows that misinform you and tell you that you can get a kitchen for basically nothing?" The question here is how are you going to be honest with the contractor? Say to him, "Look, I love the white shaker. I want quartz. I want stainless steel appliances. I want it done. I want a backsplash. I want a floor. I want everything." The good contractor is going to say, "Okay, Mrs. Jones, here's the deal. Based on what you said to me today, the kitchen that you're looking for is going to cost you anywhere between $30,000 and $50,000. Is that in the price range that you're thinking about?" That's a good contractor. Now, you as a homeowner got to be honest. And you're like, "Oh my God, I was thinking 10 grand. Well, you can't be thinking 10 grand because you're not going to get anything for 10 grand. It's bupkis. You need to be honest with the contractor, and the contractor needs to be honest with you. You're not going to say, "Oh yeah, I want to spend 50 when he says 30. The contractor who tells you 30 to 50 knows that the first price out of his mouth is the one that you're going to land on. He's going to say, because of course he can do a kitchen for 50, but he's going to say to you, "Okay, and you should say to him, "Okay, what do I get for 30? Break it down, Mr. Contractor." He's going to "Listen, we're going to tear out your kitchen right to the studs. Tear the floor out. We're going to re-insulate the walls. We're going to put new GFI circuits. We're going to put new flooring, new cabinets, new countertops, new backsplash, new ceiling, new recessed lights. You're going to buy the appliances, Mrs. Homeowner, because there's no markup there. We'll install them. And this is the design we're going to do based on what you said. We're going to take this wall out between the kitchen and the dining room. We're going to expand the kitchen. You're going to have a custom kitchen that you and your family are going to have so much fun in. And then when you entertain, guess what? Everybody's going to be hanging out in the kitchen. Yeehaw. That's $30,000. Now, at that point, you should say to the contractor, "Wow, that's exactly what I want. I love that idea. I love that dream. Okay, Mr. Contractor, I like what you're saying. Can you please put it in writing for me? Everything we just talked about, so I can review it. I can make sure that I can afford it." That's the key. And that's how you got to do that. Okay? So when you do that, the contractor's forced to write it down. And then when he comes back to present to you, you then say to him, "Mr. Contractor, I like this. This is what we talked about." Or you say, "Hey, I like this. But wait a minute. You added this, you added that. I don't remember this. I don't remember that. And why is the price more?" You don't know if he's got more. Or you say to him, "Look, I like this. I like where we're going with it. According to Adam Helfman, he says put everything in writing that's not included." That's what you get. So have the contractor think about it. If you ever have a question about that, email me, adam@hiredone.com. I'm always here to help you. Coming up next, well, we don't know yet. We have a lot of good stuff coming up next. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hired Done Radio Network. One of the biggest setbacks to remodeling and renovation projects is that homeowners oftentimes don't know where to start. And I get it. A renovation project is understandably overwhelming. You may have so many decisions to make: the cabinets, the tiles, the countertop, the flooring. And on top of that, there are so many different options for each one. I asked one of Hiredon's top renovation contractors, Jim Seggy of Seggy Renovations, what he thinks about how to start a renovation project. And he agreed with me. He said, Adam, when people get overwhelmed, it's because they don't know where to start. And I always recommend starting with the basic layout and the budget, because that will give you the blueprint and the guidelines that you need to make the rest of your decisions on the project. Jim stresses the importance that Seggy Renovations is a one-stop shop for your entire project. And I actually agree with Jim on this. It's very easy to get confused. If you're trying to work with several other different contractors, you can have two contractors tell you two different things that are both technically correct, and neither one might be the right thing to do in your kitchen. Remember, no two kitchens are the same. You can't just go to the store, pick out a kitchen, and have it installed the next week. Now, in a new construction, they might put the same kitchen in 20 different homes, but you have to realize that the job of a builder is to construct the biggest house for the least amount of money. The builder's job is not to give you the best possible kitchen for your home. So you start with a contractor who's one-stop shop like Seggy Renovations, and you start with a layout and a budget. Then it's time for the fun part, which is actually making the selections. But a lot of homeowners can still feel overwhelmed by making this selection process. Jim Seggy recommends that you go to a showroom. It's not the largest space, but every single thing in the showroom is handpicked and value added with a product that he recommended someone use in their kitchen. And that's really the key to what makes a good showroom. You want a place where you can go to see the different combinations and styles and have a chance to kick the tires on your new kitchen or bath. And that's key, because the reason Seggy Renovations is such a great contractor is that they can make this stressful process not seem so stressful. Jim says start with the layout. I say start with the contractor, because the contractor can be the difference between a nightmare project and a dream kitchen, or a headache and a walk in the park. For more remodeling tips, or if you're ready to start your renovation project, it's pretty simple. Just head. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. This is the best home improvement advice anywhere. I got to be honest with you. I've got an all-star roofer in studio, Greg Tittle. Welcome back, Greg.
Thank you.
Jim Seggy, legend in the home improvement business.
Good morning.
So have you ever had any do-it-yourself projects go bad? Like they call you up, Jim, and say, listen, we put these cabinets in and they're like upside down.
Yeah, you know what? And actually, I'm probably the right guy to call, because I'm so nice about it. I go, look, I don't point fingers. I don't say you should have done this. I says, let's just start fresh. Let me fix it, and here's what it costs, and call it good.
Okay. What about you, Greg? Any do-it-yourself projects?
Oh yeah, we get calls almost daily about.
I did my own roof and I put the shingles in wrong.
Well, somebody, they hired somebody works out of their house, no comp, no liability, no insurance.
Yeah.
Not certified through the manufacturer.
And then you come out and you have to redo everything.
Yeah. And that's, they rack the shingles, which is very, very common to see. A lot of dimensional shingles get racked, like they install them like a 3-tab.
I want to talk about that on the installation. But the reason why I'm asking this question is because joining me on the radio show right now is a semi-famous person on Facebook. Her name is Lori Myers. She's the founder of a group called the DIY Home Improvement Page. Are you there, Lori?
I am. Hi, Adam.
Good morning to you. Thanks for calling in. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm super fantastic. As you can tell, we're in the radio studio here in Metro Detroit. And we've got one of our roofers, we've got one of our kitchen designers, and we were talking about do-it-yourself gone wrong, and which got me to segue into you. You're the founder of the DIY Home Improvement Page on Facebook. Is that correct?
I am.
How long has your group been around?
Since probably 2016, I think.
Oh, wow.
And now we're at 29,000 members and growing.
That's amazing. So what made you want to start the group?
Well, I'll keep it short and sweet. We bought a house, a ranch walkout in Allegan, Michigan, that was lived in by a hoarder before, and it was a mess. And there was nothing for rent or sale.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Home improvements, home remodeling, renovation, the whole category. It's lumped into different topics, right? And I understand why. But even we do it here on the show sometimes. It makes it easier to talk about when everything's under one big umbrella. However, I'm here to tell you there's a difference between home improvement and home remodeling. They're different beasts. Think about that for a second. you shouldn't try to think about these as different types of projects in the same way. And in fact, you can't think about them in the same way if you want to be successful. But what do I mean when I say home remodeling or home improvement? And so that's something that you need to discuss and figure out. Last week, I've always talked about different types of projects and how I'm going to be breaking it down even further, right? Odd jobs. We talk about the honey-do list, leaky faucets, creaky doors. These are the little do-it-yourself jobs that homeowners try and do and fix on their own, right? Those are what we call home improvement. A home improvement is fixing a screen, putting a screen door on. A home improvement is actually all the way up to installing windows. But then there's also bigger fixes that most homeowners don't tackle on their own, right? What are those? Anything to do with exterior of your house typically falls into the category of home improvement. Siding, roofing, gutters, windows. Any mechanical repairs to the home, fixing a furnace, repairing an electrical box. While some of these projects can be expensive, the key is that these jobs are typically handled by a single trade. That's the key. You don't have to have too much of a choice. If you need a new furnace, you're probably getting a new furnace whether you wanted to get one or not. These are also home improvement projects. When it comes to maintenance and repair, that's really what home improvement is, improving your home. So when you get to renovation and remodeling, you're typically talking about interior of the home, things like kitchen remodeling, bathroom remodeling, finished basements, right? These are all renovation projects. You might be saying, well, what's the difference? The difference is that renovation projects all involve multiple trades: demolition, framing, insulation, drywall, electrical, plumbing, paint, flooring. That's the difference, right? Think about it. Remodeling a bathroom is almost like building a whole house. You got almost every trade going in there. Most home improvement projects, under the keyword home improvement, are finished in a day or two. Think about that. But renovation might be weeks before demolition and inspection. It could be months. Kitchens take 4, 5, 6 months. Basements can take 4 months. Yeah, 3-piece bath. Does it take longer or less? Just trust the plan. When you make a plan with your contractor, trust the plan. There's always 17 items that you can always have in a plan. Remember that. I trust the plan. The plan with your contractor is important. Remember, future proves past. So if you're a guy like me, in the future, you're going to say, oh my God, Adam was right. That's the future proves past situation. And getting done properly is also important by communicating with the contractors, communicating with the plumber, the electrician, whoever. That's a big deal. Okay. So even if you have to move out of the house, think about moving out of your house. Do you hire a moving company? You know, moving companies are unique companies, literally unique. We have a moving company here at Hire It Done. It's called Men on the Move. I'm sure you've all heard of him. And we deal with him because not only is he a medium-sized family-owned business, the guy's name's Gary Bolson, Man on the Move. It's one of our contractors. But he will talk to every homeowner. He'll give them advice. He'll tell them what to do. He'll be like, yeah, that kind of move, we can do it in a day. We'll come in and we'll come out, boom, boom, boom. Let's say you have to move stuff out of a house just for one room that you're doing. He'll do it. He'll move you a block away. He'll move you 50 miles away or 500 miles away. So it's important that you think about how that all works when you're hiring a contractor, when you're hiring a mover. That's the difference. What is home improvement? I need to improve my home. You know, if you just want little doors, no problem. If you want windows, no problem. You want a full blown out room addition with 2 bedrooms, a master bath with a basement below it? It's like building a house. That's home improvement, or that's remodeling. There's the difference, my friends. And of course we want you to make it good. Of course we want you to have a good plan. You have to trust the plan. Okay? Does that make sense for my friends? What I'm saying when I say trust the plan? I have a contractor who's also a friend of mine. His name's Tom Inger. He owns a company called Renovation by Design out there in Rochester. And when I was a contractor, he worked with me. Him and I worked together a long time. And he knows. He understands home improvement. He understands getting the job done right. And he does the bigger kitchens, the bigger renovations. And he keeps saying to me, he's like, yeah. He goes, you know, him and I worked together in the 80s and 90s. Think about that. And the early 2000s. But now it's 2020. The best thing about the home improvement business, as long as I've been in it, and I grew up, I was raised in the home improvement business. One thing I love about the home improvement business, it really hasn't changed. You still have to go to the homeowner's house. You still have to measure everything. You still have to meet the homeowner. You have to be in the house. These millennials and younger kids, they all want to order a home improvement job off an app. I got it. I get it. They don't want to leave the house. The doorbell rings in your house today. Most people freak out when the doorbell rings. They're like, oh my God, somebody's here. They're peeking through the blinds. The home improvement guy's here. We might have to buy something. When I was a kid, the doorbell rang. It was a race to the door to see who was there. When the phone rings, you know, for you who have a home phone or Comcast Triple Play, you see the number across your screen, right? You're like, what? Who's calling me? Why are you calling me? People are offended when you call today. It's like crazy. Can you imagine how difficult it is to be a home improvement salesman? Selling windows, selling flooring, selling carpeting, kitchens, baths. Homeowners are supposed to invite you into the home, right? You knock on the door and they're like, oh yeah, we want you to just price out the kitchen, but we're eating dinner. Just measure it up and tell us. That's how difficult it is today to be a contractor. There are so many distractions, so many things that people get mad at that, you know, it gets people in a crazy mood. And a good contractor needs to understand that they need to control the situation. So when you're a contractor and you're telling a homeowner that you're coming out, it's not like I'll be there Thursday at 5 o'clock and then, well, we'll be there between 5 and 7. Don't even think about that. A good contractor is going to say to the homeowner, listen, Mrs. Jones, at my company, here's how the process works. And if you decide that you like our process, we can work together. And so the homeowner on the phone's like, okay, well, tell me. You're like, okay, here's our process. We have a phone conversation first, which is going on right now. We tell you a little bit about our company. We tell you about what we do. You tell us what you want. We gather a little bit of information. At the end of this conversation, you then decide if you want to invite us in your home. That's how it starts. That's how a good company gets you going. Then you say to the homeowner, okay, Mrs. Jones, I'm really happy you inviting us to the house. Here's the times we can come. Now, a good contractor is saying, you know what, Mrs. Jones, the first meeting is very crucial. So at our company, we would like to know if you'd like to leave your house late one morning, get to work a little late, or come home from work a little early. We'll come around 8 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock, or we'll come around 3 or 4. Now, the reason why a good contractor says that is if you're a homeowner that's really serious, you're going to make time to see that contractor. And the contractor is going to say, if this homeowner actually tells work they're going to come late, then you know they're invested. So then you get there. And then you say to the homeowner, Mrs. Jones, we'll be there 8:30 Thursday morning. And then you say to them, Mrs. Jones, we're going to send you an email with a little more information about our company that you should read. And on top of that, you tell the homeowner, and by the way, our first meeting is really simple. All we're going to talk about is your dream for the project, what the timeline looks like, and what the budget looks like. So all you need to do is think about those 3 items. And when we come there together, we're going to figure it out together. At that point, the homeowner and the contractor can start their relationship. Not a bad deal. Coming up next, plumbing tips. Ron Alexander, Dominic, and how to get a toilet that flushes right. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. Few things are guaranteed in home improvement, but clogged drains might be one of them. Nowadays, you can go online and you can find a million different tricks and hacks on how to fix a clogged drain. I asked Ron Alexander of Shelby Mechanical what he thinks about the do-it-yourself drain declogging methods. He said to me he would recommend staying away from any of those gimmicks. Vinegar, baking soda, or whatever else people talk about pouring down the drain. You're more than likely to just end up with a mess in the drain that's still clogged. I also don't recommend out-of-the-box chemical drain openers either. While those can be effective on some clogs, they can also damage your pipes and end up costing a lot of money in repairs down the road. But there are a handful of things you can try that are safe and do work before going through the trouble of having a plumber come out. The first method that Ron recommended was the good old-fashioned plunger and using hot water. Hot water can help break down the common clogging agents like grease and soap, and the plunger can sometimes push the clog through. According to Ron, it will depend on the type of clog and where the clog is and the shape of your drain as to whether or not plunging can effectively solve your problems. For a clog shower, Ron says the simplest answer might be the best. A lot of times with a shower, the problem is hair, and people don't realize that they could see the clog and maybe even just reach down and pull it out if they take off the drain cover. In the case of a clog that you can't quite reach, a coat hanger or a similar hook might help you remove the clog. If you're handy and you feel up to the task, you could always rent a plumber's snake at a big box store to deal with a particularly stubborn clog. Ron even has people call him on the phone for tips in the middle of working on their drain. People call me all the time and ask. I don't mind. If it's something simple I can recommend, I'll tell you. And if it's something I think we can come out and take a look at, I'll tell you that too. I always say there's nothing wrong with doing your due diligence and seeing if you can fix a problem yourself. But if you're getting nowhere, fighting a clogged drain all afternoon because you want to save a few dollars, ask yourself this. How much is your time worth? Because most homeowners, there's a point where the time is more valuable to them than what they would end up paying someone to fix it, and that's when it's time to make the call. For more plumbing tips, or if you're looking for a great plumber like Ron Alexander and his team at Shelby Mechanical, just head over to hireitdone.com. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. What a great interview. Lori Smith of Trading Spaces, LoriHSmith.com. I'll let everyone know. Follow her on Instagram. It was good to see you, Lori. Michael, go to the home show today. You get to meet a really unique lady. Really cool. So what's on your home improvement list? Are you going to go to the home show? Can I give you some home show tips? Because if you're thinking about it, why not ask the right questions to these contractors that are there. Now, here's an observation when you go to the home show. When you're walking up and down the aisles, if you see one of the people in a contractor booth slouched in their chair with their head down into their phone, how are you going to buy from that company? When I had a contracting company, we had home show training, literally. My dad made us wear a sport coat. We had pre-printed name tags, okay? And the pre-printed name tags were, your name and the name of your company. And we had to stand up the whole show for our booth. We had to stand in the aisle. And we weren't allowed to intimidate anyone. All we were allowed to do is say, hey, how you guys doing? Thinking of any home improvements? Do you like the show? Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming to the show. That was it. If someone said, oh, yeah, I'm thinking of a room addition, I'm thinking of a kitchen, you say, oh, come on in. Let me show you what we got. If they say yes, great. If they say no, say, all right, well, enjoy the show. If you need anything, come back and see us. That was it. Today, you've got home show companies, or you've got contractors and companies that have people that are just hired to be at the home show. I don't agree with that. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I personally don't agree. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. So, the home show was last weekend. And I got a chance to go out there, and there's some really good contractors there. And I always go out there because I'm always looking for new contractors. I'm always looking for contractors worthy of Hire It Done. And when I say worthy, that meet the pre-screening. A lot of people think, oh, what do you just take any contractor that pays you? No, we don't. I turn down more contractors than pay me, believe it or not. I know people are like, that's impossible. I'm like, no. When we do, listen, you got to understand something. When I send someone to your house, right? You go to hireitdone.com and a contractor comes to your house and you got them from me. You get the contractor from me. You need to have a level of trust, right? Because homeowners trust me that I'm not going to send some axe murderer to their house. So we do background checks. Can you imagine a contractor who's a roofer? Let's just use that as an example. And he had a breaking and entering in his past, and then I'm putting him in Hired Done and then sending him to your house? Are you kidding me? Can you imagine the news headlines? Can you imagine people saying, oh, I had him send an axe murder to my house? I'm like, not doing it, dude. Not doing it. Anyways, my point is what I do for you. I find the contractors that pass that. And then, of course, I look at their business practices and I look at the quality of the work and I look at their references and I call them. That's our pre-screening. When they pass that, then they get the invitation to participate in Hire It Done. Hire It Done, we don't charge per lead. We're not Angie's List. We're not Home Advisor. We're a subscription model. They have to pay. They come on radio. They come get part of the leads. We do blogging content. We do all that for contractors. That's why it's hard finding really good contractors. And sometimes I get more leads and more requests from homeowners than I have contractors, so they get upset. I can't please everyone, but I've learned over the years. But I love talking about home improvement. I love talking to contractors, and I love talking to homeowners and helping them get hassle-free home improvement. And that's what Hire It Done's all about. Hassle-free home improvement. Like if you want quartz, granite, Thompson, good cabinets, Hard Rock Stoneworks, like legit. You're a fool if you don't even go there. And by the way, if you have a question for me this morning, text me. We're going to be talking about tankless water heaters. And we're going to be talking about plumbing issues, which I always, I have a fetish for toilets for whatever reason. Here's one. Adam, you have a high opinion of contractors. In my experience, most contractors are unreliable. If they want my business, they'll work around me because I'm the customer and I have the money. My way has worked well for me in the past. So that is a very good point. In your experience, you have contractors are unreliable. Well, you haven't been to Hire It Done. And yes, one apple spoils the bunch. You're right. A lot of bad contractors out there. But for every bad contractor, I can tell you 5 good ones. So either your picker is broken or you need a better job picking. It's like me finding girls. I'm single. I have a bad picker. I always find the crazy ones. Or they attract themselves to me, the cray-crays. But that's all right. I've learned to live with it. And I've done pretty well. But with contractors, you really, really need to know what you're doing. Finding a good one is not easy. When you're put in front of 3 or 4 contractors, you need to know and be structured and spend some money, right? And so you don't think people can change or that people who have paid their debt to society deserve a second chance. You sound like an A. Yeah, you know what? I do give people a second chance. Heck yeah, if you paid the time for the crime, sure you get a second chance. But let me flip it on you, dodo. Here's the thing. If you want a roof that doesn't leak, and I'm using roof as an example, and the roofer that comes to your house, he's 55 years old, but when he was 19, he had a, whatever you want to call it, sexual misconduct or something bad 30 years ago. Okay? And you get a roof, and then you Google the guy and you find that out. And you weren't 100% happy with the job, but it got done. Are you going to involve me? Are you going to blame me? Are you going to bring me into that situation? Do I deserve to be brought down because I took a chance and gave the guy a second chance? How do you handle that, dummy? That's the difference. Text me 97136. I got to protect homeowners. Homeowners trust me. So why would I send someone out like that? And here's the other part. I can only do background checks on the owners. I can't do it on their employees. So that's one of the questions I have in the application for Hire It Done. Do you check the background of your employees? Do you drug test? Today marijuana is like normal, right? People are smoking it. I don't. But I don't judge you because you do. But let me tell you this. If you're framing my addition and you're hitting that pipe or the vape or whatever they call that thing, what am I supposed to do? Does it look good? Is it the optics? What does it look like to you? That's my problem, friends. People trust me. They're going on my advice. Why should I risk my reputation because someone says, oh, well, you don't give second chances. I actually do give second chances. I'm the most philanthropic guy around. I love giving charity. I love giving people jobs. But you got to understand something. I can't take people from a halfway house and send them into your house to do a bathroom. That ain't happening, friends. That ain't happening, okay? Adam, do you have any roofers that work in Bedford Township of Monroe County? Yeah, I do. Go to hireitdone.com. I got some great ones down there. Tittle Brothers goes over there. We got a lot. Just ask Carrie Tittle. When people try to control something they know nothing about, it's disastrous. Our projects are all prototypes with no exact timelines. Judge me by my weeks, not my minutes. That's from Jim Segi Renovation. He's the best. Adam, do you have any roofers that work in bedroom? Yeah, of course. How about this one? There's no such thing as hassle-free home improvement projects. There are tolerable hassles, but none are hassle-free. That's actually a good point, but there are hassle-free ones. I've had people home email me saying, hey, Adam, I wish I knew you last year or 2 years ago. We had this, and this, and it was a disaster. We called your guys. They came out. We followed your roadmap. They did what they said they did, and bam, I'm happy. Now, another thing I talk about with contractors, and this is so important. This is the PhD level home improvement for all my listeners. When you're interviewing a contractor, whether it's from Hire It Done or not, find the one that knows how to solve problems. Think about what I'm telling you right now. Is the contractor solution-minded? It may sound cliche to all those people out there, but what I mean by that is when there is a problem, the contractor says, oh, you know what, Mrs. Jones? Your galvanized pipes are corroded. We didn't see that because we didn't see behind the plaster in your bathroom because we don't have x-ray vision. But because we know it's corroded, we're not going to connect our new plumbing to the corroded ones. We're going to change it. We're going to run new plumbing. And by the way, before we run the new plumbing, it's $600 more. And we're going to remind you that when we did the walkthrough, we also said to you, hey, as a professional contractor, typically in bathrooms like this, sometimes the plumbing behind the wall could be rotted. And if it is, there's going to be an upcharge to do the plumbing properly. Mrs. Jones, are you okay with that? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So then 6 weeks later, when the job permit is ready and the job's ready to start, Mrs. Homeowner, remember when we did the walkthrough? Do you remember when we talked about could be rotted plumbing or rotted wood or corroded plumbing? Yeah. Well, guess what? We found it in your bathroom. Now, I don't want to put our new plumbing connected to your old plumbing because, to be honest, it's going to affect water pressure. There's sediment in the lines. What I'd rather do is take the galvanized pipe out all the way from the main, run a new line. We can use PEX. We can install it. It's $600 more, but you're going to have better water pressure. It's going to work better. At that point, the homeowner can say, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Or they can say, you know, I can't afford that. Okay, we're going to connect to this, but you need to sign this waiver that says we're not responsible. It's that simple. That's called solution-minded. That's called part of hassle-free home improvement. Text me 97136. We got Ron Alexander and his main guy Dominic coming in studio. Tankless water heaters. Maybe Eric Silva will chime in as well. I want to know about tankless water heaters. Are they worth it? Are they worth the extra expense? Does it make sense anymore? And then what about water pressure? How long does it take? I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. One of the easiest ways to improve your home safety is to add an egress window. An egress window provides a dwelling with an emergency means of exit with the added benefits of increasing the light and livability of your lower level as well as increasing the value of your home. While egress windows are not exclusive to lower levels, that's often where you see them installed. I get a ton of questions about egress windows from homeowners, and my go-to guy for all things egress is Anthony Iapolo of Easy Exit Egress Windows. A lot of people wonder what kind of window they need and how big it needs to be. According to Anthony, the codes vary from city to city, and egress windows must meet the minimum size requirements for your area. A basement egress window typically has an opening of at least 6 square feet. It's also critical for egress windows to be operational from inside without the use of keys or tools. While your choice is somewhat restricted by the code in your area, egress windows come in a variety of sizes and styles to choose from. Most basement egress windows also include an egress well, which allows the window to be opened and typically provides a means of climbing out, such as a ladder or steps. Codes for egress wells also vary depending on city. Anthony from Easy Exit says that depending on your location and how close your house sits to the edges of your lot, you may or may not run into limitations on which side of the home can have the egress window. And sometimes Anthony and his team are able to fit an egress window where it initially seemed like you wouldn't even be able to fit by using a slightly different well or window. That's why it's so critical to have a great contractor who can interpret your needs, who understands the codes, and can offer the best solution for your home. Just the other day, someone asked me if I can install an egress window during the winter months. And of course, I went to Easy Exit and asked Anthony, while weather and soil conditions need to be taken into account, it's not different installing a window in the winter than any other time of year, he says. Typically, you're dealing with about a foot or so of frost to break through, and then it's business as usual. And Anthony and his team are really good at installing windows. Most egress window jobs are completed in about a day, and it's very quick from the time they cut the hole to when the window is installed. The important thing to remember is that whether or not they're required in your area, an egress window is really a vital piece of potentially life-saving equipment that allows your family a means of escape and firefighters a means of entry in an emergency. For more information on egress windows, or if you're ready to start an egress window project, just head to hireitdone.com. One of the biggest setbacks Saturday, snow day.
Fun
Why
day.
does it happen on a Saturday? Should have been like Monday, Tuesday.
Oh,
The kids
days
aren't happy.
off.
Does anyone want to go sledding today? That's a great day to go sledding, right? I forgot about that. I haven't done that in forever.
No.
Franklin, Michigan has like the Franklin Hill. That's where I did it all. It's like this thing.
Just a hill, or they got a track?
It's a hill.
We got a track out by our house.
It used to be
ice it
huge when I
down.
was little, but now it's like not so bad. Anyways, welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. If you're out there snow plowing this morning, text us 97136. We'll give you a shout out. Ypsilanti Community School grounds guys are plowing up, getting the walks clear for the students. Awesome. Cisco Services, Canadian Lakes, Michigan. MJ Snow and Landscape. D&B Landscape in Livonia. Holden Green Turf in Troy. Dion with Amazon delivering packages early. All right, Dion, what's up? Meanwhile, I'm at lunch yesterday. At a lunch meeting, and I signed up a while ago for the Amazon key delivery where they can deliver to your house with your key
Right.
or your car.
Don't you give me your garage code or something too?
I don't even know how this happened. I ordered like Fiji water, like I ordered the cases, and I'm at lunch, literally, and I get in the car, and the light comes on and says your rear tailgate's open. I'm like, what? So in the SUV, you got to get out, and you got to close it. I open it and close it. I see a box of Fiji water in the back of my SUV. And then I remembered at lunch I got a text from Amazon that says your water's been delivered. And I'm like, wait a minute. I figured they deliver, how they deliver to the front porch or whatever.
Right.
This guy put it in the back of my car at the restaurant. Like they must have like some kind of voodoo science.
Ooh, that's scary. They have your touch code or something for your vehicle?
Legit, I think I gave it to him. I don't
You must
remember like
have.
100%. The guy actually put it in my trunk. Yeah, he knew I was there. Crazy. That's like cray-cray. Like, whoa.
They're supposed to. You can give them your garage code now, and they'll put it in your garage.
Yeah. Until
My guy
that,
does it. I order everything. I order dirt through
Everything.
Amazon, everything. I don't go to the store for nothing.
I haven't done the grocery store ordering yet. I'm going to try that next. Like whatever they do where you could go online and start cooking.
Yeah.
But what if they give you rotten bananas? Like, what if I like to hand pick all my fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Do I put a little special note? Hey, give me the ripe stuff?
Yep.
What? That's
Probably
crazy.
comes green.
I don't know. Anyways, I am all hopped up. It's Saturday morning. Having a good time. We've got Ron Alexander, expert master plumber over 30 years, right?
Yes.
Shelby Mechanical, all-star plumber. And in the co-pilot seat today with Ron, Steve Iverson from Finished Basements Plus, Contractor of the Year.
Yeah, I saw that.
Look out. Woo! VIPs in the house.
Right.
We
Good
bow.
morning, Steve.
Morning. How are you?
Awesome.
It's good to hear.
Yeah, good to have you too, man. Had a good year, 19, right?
We did.
2020, we're going to kick ass.
We are. We already started.
You're booked till like June.
Not quite there yet, but
I was
halfway.
going to figure. Like if you're thinking of remodeling your basement and finishing it, literally, the guy's the benchmark and like to do it with, right? But you better call him now because that's the right way to do it, is to plan now.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I think you have the old statement that people spend more time planning a vacation than a remodeling project, and
Right?
it seems to be true. You know?
Somebody called me the other day and said, "Can you get me Disney tickets?" And I'm like, "What? Who's calling me? Like, go to StubHub or something like that, right?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I went online and started looking at Disney tickets. It is Disney's as much as a renovation job now.
Yeah.
It's $1,000 a person, right?
Oh, yeah. I went last summer.
I remember as a kid though, they said Disney tickets never expire. Did you ever know that? They like last forever?
Once you buy them?
Yeah.
If you, until you attend?
No, until you attend. But if you buy a ticket like in 1980 and you have it in your drawer, you can go in there and say, "Here's my ticket."
No kidding.
Yeah, I heard that.
No, I
I
wasn't
don't
aware of
know.
that.
Listen, I'd rather talk remodeling.
With this weather, I'd rather talk Florida.
Right. Ooh. That's funny. I've been thinking about going to Florida for the weekend. My parents are down there. Just, it's, I don't know. We'll see.
Just fly down.
Right. There's good food in Florida.
I know.
There's
I'm
always
about
good
ready.
food here. So, okay, let's talk. Let's get it right going.
It's too hard.
Right. Shout out to Rainbow Landscape in Shelby Township, by the way. And another one,
Nice.
Great Lakes Landscaping from
Shelby.
Chesterfield, plowing the Tri-County area. All right. Thanks for all your hard work, folks. Oakland, Macomb, Wayne County, and everyone else in the surrounding areas. The road service guys, you guys are rocking it out. All our shout out here at the sports station this morning for you. So, Steve, tell everyone about Finished Basements Plus. Contractor of the Year, dude.
Yeah, we were nominated for that award through the Builders Association of Southeast Michigan, and we were selected as the Remodeler of the Year.
It's the best.
Yeah,
You deserve
a
it,
great
literally.
award. Yeah,
I'm going to say this, and I legitimately, I've known you now since the 90s.
yeah.
What did we take Dale Carnegie together, or was it like
No, it was
Sandler Sales?
Sandler Sales. Yeah,
Like in the 90s, though,
it was late '90s. Yeah,
You guys are old.
right? I graduated from
Got
state in
Salt and Pepper over here
91.
calling me old.
Yeah. Well, for me,
right.
I can't tell.
Right.
I have the youthful gene. But anyways, yeah, you've come a long way, and I have mad respect for you and your company because literally, finding a good contractor today is not easy.
Right. No.
It's super tough, and you have grinded it out. And every year, Finished Basements Plus comes out with something new, more efficient, better quality management, like legit stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like any guy who does basement remodeling should try and copy you. Because
As a subcontractor working for Finished Basements Plus, it's good to have people like that from our aspect because, they're so well organized. When we get to the jobs, we know what we're doing. We get POs. It's fantastic.
It's a professional operation.
to work for them, yeah.
So we've got Ron Alexander, who's been a professional plumber for over 30 years. He's got Shelby Mechanical. You're out of Sterling Heights? Shelby.
Well, we're completely in Shelby now. We had some stuff going on in Sterling Heights. but
Okay.
We moved.
And you do plumbing all over Metro Detroit.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah. One of the things that I want to mention on the radio right now with you guys is I learned something all the time, but I learned something new. Back in the day when everybody was building houses and they put the plumbing in the basement, we've said this before, but I want to remind everyone, and they had the PVC pipe sticking out of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I learned over time that half the time those pipes were just sticking out of the ground. They really weren't even It's the weekend. Perfect time to hire it done. Good morning, everyone. My name's Adam Helfman. This is the Hire It Done Radio Network, where we talk home improvement. How to fix, repair, remodel everything within the four corners of your lot. And right now, we're going to be talking about plumbing. It's like the arteries of your home. Everything plumbing. Whether the toilet's flush, the water comes hot, cold, the pipes are clean, even tankless. Joining me in studio right now, master plumber of 30 years plus, Ron Alexander from Shelby Mechanical. Long time. Good
Making
morning.
me feel old.
Come on, man. You're not old.
Or sound old, let's say. I don't feel old. I'm sounding.
Right.
Wow, 30 years. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I was married 39 yesterday, as of yesterday.
What?
They're going on 40 now.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, because you're like old school guy.
Uh-huh.
39 years of marriage. How many times did you file for divorce over 39 years? Zero?
Never.
Oy.
Never.
She
How
must
many
be
times
a
have I
good one.
thought about it? Never.
She wants to kick you out?
I'd marry her again in a second.
Even better.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
She's a good girl.
That's so nice.
Doesn't cause any trouble.
Let me ask you a question. Do you have unlimited hot water in your house?
Yes.
Was the plumbing always working in your house?
Yeah. No, actually, I'm like the mechanic. My laundry tub was turned off for a while because it kept dripping. And
I'll get to it. I'll get to it. What was that
you know.
saying? Farmers' kids are always last to get fed?
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
I
yeah.
remember it. Although, yeah, that's what I figured. So welcome to the show again.
Thanks.
Appreciate that. You brought one of your ace plumbers with you this morning.
Yep.
Dominic Spangalewski. Did I say it right?
Yes. Well,
Close.
Close enough.
Spangalewski?
Spanielewski.
Spangalewski. No G. Spanula.
No.
And that's Polish, right?
Yep.
Do you know I'm half Polish?
Which half?
Yeah.
Half German, half Polish. Yeah. 100% American.
There you go.
Patriot.
Exactly.
Right?
I don't leave home without some kind of flag.
Where we go
attached to
one,
me.
we go all.
Yes.
That's where I go.
Exactly.
I trust the plan here. So, Dominic, how long have you been doing plumbing?
26 years.
So, just for everyone, for full disclosure, Dominic is one of the ace plumbers over at Shelby Mechanical. He's actually worked in my parents' house. He's done work for me. This is an honor to have you here today.
Yeah, thanks.
Because here's the thing. When I just talk about, and I beat it up to death on my show, being solution-minded, when you send a plumber to your house and you have a problem, it's not always easy to figure it out. Dominic, do
No.
you agree with that?
Yeah, it's a learning process.
Right, but you're solution-minded. You're there to solve the problem.
Yeah.
That's part of the deal. So let's get right into plumbing. Dominic, you're every day going all over the place.
Oh, yeah, all different aspects of plumbing.
Is there like a typical, like, oh, yeah, this is happening a lot? Like, is it a block drain? Is it a toilet that always runs? The phantom flush? No water pressure? What is like the most you see the most of? Or what kind of plumbing issue?
For me, don't do too much service once in a while, but I do a lot of remodel work, a little bit of new construction.
Do you send him over to Steve Iverson's jobs?
No.
Okay.
He does more bigger construction, some of the jobs in the city, and
Oh,
a
the
lot
big
of
projects that you're doing. Okay.
We do a lot of additions and build outs and things like that. He's more involved in that service. Doesn't get too much in service. Sometimes the service guys get into something where it has to be repiped, and he'll go out there and help them with laying it out or something. And
So when we did the job at the Manugi Mansion, we
Yeah.
had those
Yes.
3-inch.
the Boogie and Mansion.
What was the size of that copper?
2-inch copper coming in.
2-inch copper coming into the boathouse.
Very much oversized for what it was. What
But we
was
had some
needed.
water pressure, remember?
Oh, yeah.
See, here's the best part.
Yeah, that's
City of
right. Didn't
Detroit.
you guys
has-
turn something on there?
Well, we had a fire hose.
That's right.
I had him put a fire hose attachment on the right.
Yeah.
They're looking
Oh,
at
yeah.
me like, they're like, "Why are you doing this?" I'm like, "Trust me, you're gonna thank me one day."
Yeah.
Fill that pool within minutes.
Remember?
It turned out nice. That
That's
whole
great.
project did. You did a great job
Well, thank you.
managing that one. Turned out
The
nice.
biggest issue were the plumbing issues, and there's
Yeah, well-
more. There's 2 more bathrooms we got to do, but I don't. They're so old. Some of that stuff we have to
Oh,
figure that out.
Yeah.
That's a tough.
They ever finish the ones downstairs?
No.
No.
That's the next 2.
That's the
the
next phase.
Yeah, we got to do those next. So okay, so let's talk about water heaters. 40-gallon, 50-gallon, tankless.
Tankless.
So my question to you is, we've heard about tankless over the last 10, 15 years, how energy efficient, how they're green, how they give you unlimited hot water, and how they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. Now, I'm going to be honest. I like tankless water heaters in the right application. So let's demystify for everyone where a tankless water heater applies in the best situation. Like, Tell me, Ron.
Well, I usually ask people. We were at the show. We were promoting Tankless last weekend, so we had a display, and a lot of people would come by and ask. I usually ask them, "Why do you want one?" And I try to shy them away if they're just putting it in to save on their monthly bill. And most people, if they got a need for it, a large family, a jacuzzi, or expendable cash, because it's a little bit more. But if they have a reason, then we get more involved in it, and there's an upside and a downside.
Right. Well, the space saving, they're smaller.
They're space saving.
They will hang on a wall.
The issue with Tankless is it takes a while for the water to get to point of use.
Okay, so when you say that, let's just tell the people that. So tankless water heater, when you turn hot water on in your shower, and let's say your shower's upstairs, the tankless water heater in the basement, from the time it takes the hot water to go from the tankless all the way up to the shower is longer than if you had a regular water heater, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to break that down with you when we come back. We're going to take a quick break. And by the way, if anyone has a question, plumbing, toilets, heated seats, hot water, cold water, whatever it takes, text us 97136. We have two of the best plumbers in town in studio. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. One of the biggest setbacks to remodeling and renovation projects is that homeowners oftentimes don't know where to start. And I get it. A renovation project is understandably overwhelming. You may have so many decisions to make: the cabinets, the tiles, the countertop, the flooring. And on top of that, there are so many different options for each one. I asked one of Hire It Done's top renovation contractors, Jim Seggy of Seggy Renovations, what he thinks about how to start a renovation project. And he agreed with me. He said, Adam, when people get overwhelmed, it's because they don't know where to start. And I always recommend starting with the basic layout and the budget, because that will give you the blueprint and the guidelines that you need to make the rest of your decisions on the project. Jim stresses the importance that Seggy Renovations is a one-stop shop for your entire project. And I actually agree with Jim on this. It's very easy to get confused. If you're trying to work with several other different contractors, you can have two contractors tell you two different things that are both technically correct, and neither one might be the right thing to do in your kitchen. Remember, no two kitchens are the same. You can't just go to the store, pick out a kitchen, and have it installed the next week. Now, in a new construction, they might put the same kitchen in 20 different homes, but you have to realize that the job of a builder is to construct the biggest house for the least amount of money. The builder's job is not to give you the best possible kitchen for your home. So you start with a contractor who's one-stop shop like Seggy Renovations, and you start with a layout and a budget. Then it's time for the fun part, which is actually making the selections. But a lot of homeowners can still feel overwhelmed by making this selection process. Jim Seggy recommends that you go to a showroom. It's not the largest space, but every single thing in the showroom is handpicked and value-added with a product that he recommended someone use in their kitchen. And that's really the key to what makes a good showroom. You want a place where you can go to see the different combinations and styles and have a chance to kick the tires on your new kitchen or bath. And that's key, because the reason Seggy Renovations is such a great contractor is that they can make this stressful process not seem so stressful. Jim says start with the layout. I say start with the contractor, because the contractor can be the difference between a nightmare project and a dream kitchen, or a headache and a walk in the park. For more remodeling tips, or if you're ready to start your renovation project, it's pretty simple. Just head to 6. If you're plowing, we'll give you a shout out. Be safe out there, everyone.
I should trade a service call for somebody to plow at my house. Hey, there we go.
You
We're
plow?
talking.
You know, there's an app for that now. Right?
Yeah.
We were talking about that.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Like Uber. You can just go online, click on your address. They'll come out. They take a picture before. They take a picture after. They ding your credit card right then and there. Next. Boom.
Yeah.
I kind of think that's a great idea. Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, the app finds out how, you can see how close different vehicles are to your house.
Right.
How far away? That's pretty
You should
interesting.
do that with Hire It Done. Instant Hire It Done. Basement now.
Yeah.
No.
Finish Basements Plus.
yeah. He's over on Woodward. He'll be there in 5 minutes.
Got a few contractors you can call.
You got a few people? Yeah, no. Here's the thing. I think we've talked about this, but I want to say it again. I think Google ruined the home improvement business. Think about it. You watch HGTV, in 28 minutes, they remodel the whole basement.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Not happening. No way. You Google, and the answer is instant.
Yep.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Dominic Spanilewski.
Spanilewski.
He
Spanilewski.
changes it each time.
I get it. Spanilewski.
By the end of the show, I'll have it
Ron
done.
Alexander in studio. We're talking tankless water heaters. So, Ron, tankless water heater, the difference is there's no tank, right? So the minute you turn hot water on it, it triggers the tankless to start firing up to heat the water.
Mm-hmm.
So that water gets hot like an Insta-Hot, but then it takes time for that water to travel.
Correct.
Okay, so there's where your delay comes in. But once the hot water's coming out, it doesn't stop.
Once it's there, it's there. I mean, we can solve that problem with a recirc system, but yeah, once it's there, it's there for a long time. That's the give and take.
What about water pressure? Is there water pressure problems?
Well, it'll throttle down a little bit if you have a lot of things running in the house to catch up to the temperature. So
Okay,
that's
so
the
that
only.
leads me to the key in selecting a tankless water heater is the sizing of it, right? Gallons per minute. What's the right? Where's the methodology? Is it GPM or?
Yeah, well, it depends on the use, how many bathrooms, and then we can size it to. I'll
Okay,
talk
so-
to the homeowner about what their plan. If everyone's up at the same time, you got 4 showers going at the same time, and we'll kind of size it, get a feel for what their needs are, and then we can size.
So that's the thing. Part of the situation of a properly sized tankless water heater is occupants in the house, usage. So let's say family of 5,
Mm-hmm.
mom, dad, 3 kids. Mom's doing laundry every other day. Mom, dad, 3 kids showering every morning, right? That would necessitate a different size tankless water heater to like a family of 3.
Correct. Probably 2. They're getting on the board on you might want 2 tankless
So
water heaters in here.
one to service part of the house and one to service the other part, or both to service the whole house?
Well, both to service the whole house. We can if the house. We get into some houses where they've done them separately when the house was built at each end, and we've put them in that way. Just replace the tanks that they
Okay.
had. They had one servicing their master, and they had one down servicing the rest of the house, and then we would put it in the same way.
That's not
because
a
the
bad
house is
idea.
piped that accordingly.
How long have you been? You've been a plumber 30 years. How long have you been putting tankless water heaters in?
15, at least 15 years. We were checking that, looking back on our first install for the show this weekend, and it was 15 years ago.
Now, when they first
Please.
came out, or when you first started installing, what was your thoughts? Like, what were you thinking? Oh, this is cool, or like?
I thought
yeah.
it was fantastic. I just wanted to learn a lot about them and how they, there was a lot of them coming to market at the same time.
So 15 years ago, were there any services lately come up, or any problems that you had, or?
We've had zero since we've installed the first one. I've not had to service one.
Okay, so you guys are very methodical. I mean, I know just from when I call your office, who I talk to when the person shows up, you have a really good process. So I'm assuming that makes sense. But you've heard nightmare stories. I've had homeowners call me. I have this tankless water heater, got it at a big box store.
Yeah.
It's not
Yep.
installed right. It keeps giving me error codes.
Yeah.
Well, help me out. I'm like, oh, here you go. Call Ron Alexander. And you guys have actually troubleshooted for people over the phone.
Yes, if we can, we don't install a lot of different manufacturers. We stick to one that we're
What
really
brand is
happy
it?
with. Renai.
How long have you been doing that? Since 15 years ago?
For 15 years, been nothing but Renai's. I think we've installed a couple Navions that we've had that come in that people have purchased, but it's a good unit. It's been around a long time. I'm real happy with it. So
Well, that's cool. Let me ask, what is it about Renai that makes it? Because listen, I know you, I know your company.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to put some schlock water heater in.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about Renai that you feel gives it the edge?
I think, well, just their history. They've been around a long time. Their warranty's fantastic. They have a 12-6-6, they call it. It's 12 years. 12 years on the burner, 6 on parts, and they actually cover labor for
So
6 years.
So if something happens, you got to go back. You send them an invoice or a bill, and they'll pay you. Homeowner doesn't have to pay a dime.
No, homeowner doesn't
Love
pay
it.
anything.
Love it.
We deal directly with Renai.
Okay. So what about, like, I would say crazy homeowners like me? I got to have unlimited hot water, and I got to have water pressure like a fire hose.
Yeah.
Do I take a 50, like I have 2 50-gallon hot water tanks in my house, and they're sistered or whatever they call it, plumbed in.
Right.
Do I take a tankless and add that and have it feed the water heaters, or what's the hack for like the super,
Well, I mean,
Man
they've got
cave.
some hybrid units, and we can do some different things to size it. It'll get all technical, but we can measure out what you're needing. we can get Renai involved. They got a rep that'll come out. And we can figure out what you need, what your uses are. And, you might need 2 to replace the 2 tanks you have. You might need, we can even get like a smaller commercial unit where it's a Renai and a tank combination. There's some different things we could do. Just, I know what, a big shower, if you really want to supply it for a long time and have all your body sprays, everything working, we can fix that too.
So you know how to do it. So if anyone has water pressure problems, they can call Shelby Mechanical, and you come out there and troubleshoot the whole thing.
We'll figure it out, yeah. If we don't, we'll bring somebody who does know.
Website, shelbymechanical.net. The phone number to call Shelby, 586-726-9444. Tankless water heater. Ron, what is a tankless water heater? Let's go with the family of 4. Mm-hmm. They have a 50-gallon hot water tank in the house. It blew out. They're here in the show, and they're like, I want to get a new water heater. The new 50-gallon water heaters, high efficiency. They're not cheap.
No, they start around $3,500 installed. That's why I try to find out what the need. Yeah, for a tankless, I try to find out what their need is, if they really.
But is it more when you get a brand new tankless water heater? Is there any tax credits or rebates? Is there?
They
anything?
used to. I don't know if that's still going or not.
We'll
they
have to check
did.
that out.
But we had some numbers on them over for the show. They cost around $199 a year to operate. Where what's a normal tank? $500, I think, between $400 and $500. So it saves you over the year.
Okay, so there's a little bit of savings.
Yeah.
And then there's space savings.
There's space savings.
Are they more energy efficient?
Yeah.
Okay, and then so the pricing is you're paying a little bit more upfront, but
Right.
over time you'll get your payback.
Well, think about it. You got 2 tanks sitting there heating. Right now they're heating, keeping
all
that
day
water
long,
hot
24
all day
hours,
long.
7 days a week.
Yeah, well, the other one turns out. We get a lot of people from the show wanted us to go put them in up north. So when they come home, they go up for the weekend or whatever, and they come home, they leave it open for the winter. Now that thing's sitting there heating hot water, and they don't go back for 2 or 3 weeks. Especially with the cost of propane up there. So I told them we'll come up. I told a few people. I said, I got guys will travel up there for the weekend and enjoy a little time away.
Can we use your place while we're there? And
We'll use the place.
We'll take pictures before, during, and after.
Exactly.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, we'll bring you up.
That's actually not a bad idea. As long as there's good food somewhere around.
Yes.
I'm down. I am
Me
down.
too.
I'm all about the food. That's
Dominic
a good idea.
installs all our water tankless pretty much. We give them all to him. He enjoys it.
What's the most difficult part, Dominic, about tankless water heater installations?
Probably the venting, I would say. Venting, reworking the gas.
Hanging the thing on the wall.
Yeah. Once you get it hung on the wall, then it's pretty much cut and dry. From there, you can, plan out your approach.
Or if the recirc system goes in, that's a little project too.
Yeah.
But
It's a little more time.
I'll send you a picture. We're doing
tell
a
the
dual.
listeners, what is a recirc system so they all know when we're talking?
It does a loop. I was trying to
It
explain to
recirculates the
people.
water
Yeah.
all the way around, so
all the
there's
way around.
hot water quicker.
To the point of use, yeah. It tries to get it there. It goes into a low. Renai goes into a low burn and does a loop. It kicks on at 0.04. I think they've got it down to that. 0.04 when it kicks on actually to operate.
Oh, so that's fast.
Yeah,
super fast.
Yeah, it is
All right,
fast.
so I want to break that down when we come back because that pump's electric, right?
Yeah, the pump. We'll put a pump in for it. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about that, and then I want to talk about these new multi-flush toilets and heated seats and Toto,
goes the toilet.
Kohler and Toto. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Higher Done Radio Network. One of the biggest setbacks to remodeling and renovation projects is that homeowners oftentimes don't know where to start. And I get it. A renovation project is understandably overwhelming. You may have so many decisions to make: the cabinets, the tiles, the countertop, the flooring. And on top of that, there are so many different options for each one. I asked one of Higher Done's top renovation contractors, Jim Seggy of Seggy Renovations, what he thinks about how to start a renovation project. And he agreed with me. He said, Adam, when people get overwhelmed, it's because they don't know where to start. And I always recommend starting with the basic layout and the budget, because that will give you the blueprint and the guidelines that you need to make the rest of your decisions on the project. Jim stresses the importance that Segi Renovations is a one-stop shop for your entire project. And I actually agree with Jim on this. It's very easy to get confused. If you're trying to work with several other different contractors, you can have two contractors tell you two different things that are both technically correct, and neither one might be the right thing to do in your kitchen. Remember, no two kitchens are the same. You can't just go to the store, pick out a kitchen, and have it installed the next week. Now, in a new construction, they might put the same kitchen in 20 different homes, but you have to realize that the job of a builder is to construct the biggest house for the least amount of money. The builder's job is not to give you the best possible kitchen for your home. So, you start with a contractor who's one-stop shop like Segi Renovations, and you start with a layout and a budget. Then it's time for the fun part, which is actually making the selections. But a lot of homeowners can still feel overwhelmed by making the selection process. Jim Segi recommends that you go to a showroom. It's not the largest space, but every single thing in the showroom is handpicked and value-added with a product that he recommended someone use in their kitchen. And that's really the key to what makes a good showroom. You want a place where you can go to see the different combinations and styles and have a chance to kick the tires on your new kitchen or bath. And that's key, because the reason Segi Renovations is such a great contractor is that they can make this stressful process not seem so stressful. Jim says start with the layout. I say start with the contractor, because the contractor can be the difference between a nightmare project and a dream kitchen, or a headache and a walk in the park. For more remodeling tips, or if you're ready to start your renovation project, it's pretty simple. Just head to hireitdone.com. Six. If you're plowing, we'll give you a shout out. Be safe out there, everyone.
I should trade a service call for somebody to plow at my house. Hey, there we go.
You need
We're
to plow?
talking.
You know, there's an app for that now. Right?
Yeah.
We were talking about that.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Like Uber. You can just go online, click on your address. They'll come out. They take a picture before. They take a picture after. They ding your credit card right then and there. Next. Boom.
Yeah.
I kind of think that's a great idea. Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, the app finds out how you can see how close different vehicles are to your house.
Right.
How far away? That's pretty
You should
interesting.
do that with Hire It Done. Instant Hire It Done. Basement now.
Yeah.
No.
Finish Basements Plus.
yeah. He's over on Woodward. He'll be there in 5 minutes.
Got a few contractors you can call.
You got a few people? Yeah, no. Here's the thing. I think we've talked about this, but I want to say it again. I think Google ruined the home improvement business. Think about it. You watch HGTV, in 28 minutes, they remodel the whole basement.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Not happening. No way. You Google, and the answer is instant.
Yep.
Are you going to get it?
Instant.
Steve Iverson from Finished Basements, are you going to get a basement instantly?
No.
Right. You can't do it in a week. I need it done. Here it is. It's May. I need my basement remodeled. My son's having a graduation party. Can you finish it before the June 5th deadline? What? Not happening.
No.
Not happening. So if you're planning on remodeling a basement, and that's what Finished Basements Plus, tell me, what are the first steps people should be doing, Steve?
Well, I guess it starts with a 90-minute consultation. They contact us. We come out. We talk to them about what they want to do. And then it kind of can go two different directions from there. We either measure.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We're having a great Saturday morning. We've got Dominic Spangaleski.
Hey,
Finally
bingo. He was practicing.
Ron Alexander.
Good morning.
Both from Shelby Mechanical. Both great plumbers.
Can we give a shout out to our
Of
buddy
course.
Jarrett out there at Walcon, my little buddy? Not working today.
Jared from Walcon. What up?
He's a listener. He enjoys the
That's
show.
always good. So we talked about recirculating pumps. And a recirculating pump takes the hot water and recirculates it. And
Correct.
then they have a switch on it or a trigger that once you call for hot water, it automatically turns it on. Is that what it is?
Well,
Or-
no, it does a recirc, and you can set them up with the pump on a timer or a temperature, so it'll do that loop
Okay.
and just it kind of warms the line up. So it's because if you're with a tankless, even with regular water heaters, if it's at one end of your basement and the sink's at the other end, and if you're just going to wash your hands real quick, chances are you're probably not going to have hot water there by the time you're done. So either or, either tankless or a regular tank. So this Recirc does a loop close to that bathroom, and so when you turn it on, the water only has to run from the loop to the faucet. So it helps out. At least it'll be warm, but nothing gets it there immediately. I mean,
Okay. Well,
Hot
I didn't
water.
know. Question for you. So if someone has hot water and they're always running out, is that when they should consider upgrading?
I would, yeah, if they're running out of hot water. Well, I mean, again, unless they got a tank. What was that one we pulled out? Was it this week or was it last week? We pulled out one that was almost 30 years old. I think it was 26 years old, the tank. You know, I mean, you get into some of these old tanks, they're half filled with sediment, and
Right.
you know. But when it was newer, you know, they never had a problem with hot water. So sometimes, you know, you got to find out what their needs are once again, and it might justify going with tankless.
So you remember when they used to say, you know, put the magnesium rod in it, replace it,
Yeah,
put
the
the
zinc.
aluminum rod, do this. You don't do anything anymore.
What was that one? They got a new one out. It's instead of zinc, it's magnesium and something else. We put one in out at Jared's,
Okay.
and it got rid of that smell immediately.
Oh, so that helps.
The new rods are, yeah.
Now,
I
is
guess.
what about maintenance on a water heater? Do you drain it every year? Is that smart to do that? Drain the bottom and let all the sediment come out, or that's
you don't
dangerous?
need to anymore. I mean, we use Bradford White's. It has, what do they call it? Swirl technology
Yeah.
or something, where it stirs the water up as it fills.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good idea.
it keeps the stuff off from settling in the bottom. So
How
these
long
sets are
should a
clean.
water heater last?
Now they say 8 to 12 years or so.
You think they're designed to not last longer than that?
I would think so. What do you think? I would.
They used to
think
be
so.
like battle tanks.
They used to last a long time. That's why we still run into some old ones.
So if you have a water heater that's 15 years old, you're rolling the dice.
Yeah, I wouldn't change it. They're so much more efficient now. You know, with these new government regulations on.
All right, so I'm on a budget. I need a 40-gallon. I need a bargain basement one. What's the pricing usually? $1,000?
I think they're $9.70, something like that for
That's not
40
bad.
gallon.
Not
And
bad.
we'll haul away the old ones. We'll increase the vent size. I mean, we don't. There's no hidden
So
fees.
that's the cost.
We just
Now,
that's
when,
it.
when they have the B vent,
Yes.
you know, that goes up the chimney. Do you have to put that sleeve in it now, or?
That's only if their furnace has been upgraded to a power vent, you know, or high efficiency. And the only thing in the chimney is the water heater. Then you have to sleeve it because for the draw. Because if the furnace normally vented in the chimney, also it would create a draw in the winter and help it out. So that's most of the time when the heating guys, when they change the furnace, they'll put the sleeve in at that time.
Okay,
but
so
we've had
that's
to
it.
increase them to 4-inch though.
So that ends up being more money.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Makes sense to me. So let me ask you this. You can do that. You can put that in. What's the best water in your house? What's the best tankless water heater for your house?
I believe Renai still. I mean, we've been happy with them. Like I said earlier, we've been installing them 15 years. We haven't had to service them. I mean, Dominic will go out, you flush them. We send a card out once a year or so. Dominic, he goes out and flushes them, checks them out, and if they're still clean, we tell them we'll send them something in a couple of years and take a look at it. But it's good to come out that first year and just clean them and flush them out and see what they're doing. If we put them on a well, we've got some on some wells up north. We put in some pre-filters and make sure they've got an adequate softener and things to keep it functioning.
Okay, well that makes sense. All right,
Does
so
with
moving on,
wells.
let's talk about toilets.
Let's talk about toilets.
Is there a brand of toilet today or a proper a design of a toilet that you see trending, comfort height, dual flush,
The best
power
toilet
flush?
is the one that's installed properly.
There
right?
you
Right?
go. That's what I'm talking about. So tell me, what does that mean?
There's a lot of toilets out there. I mean, usually when people call us, we have them go pick out their toilet and then we'll install it because there's so many prices and sizes, and I mean the elongated comfort height, and we try to push them towards elongated comfort height. It's just especially if they're getting a little older.
Okay, well that makes sense.
I mean, you can go Toto, which is a high end. I mean, there's all kinds of prices, and we're still trying to find that one with that foot pedal for you, though. We'll get one. We'll design
Right,
a foot
flush.
pedal for you.
Well, then I don't even need it. I got the app. You can
Yeah,
flush it from the app.
the Flush app.
Right?
Do you have yours hooked up to an app?
I wish.
I wouldn't be
great idea.
surprised. We can figure something out.
Well, Kohler has that toilet, the Nuvi or whatever, that it has an app, and you can play Bluetooth music. You know, you can turn the heater, the fan. It's got an exhaust fan, charcoal. Is that great? Heated seat.
Let's put one in.
I love a heated seat. There's nothing better like a heated floor, heated towel, but a heated seat on a toilet.
Oh, yeah.
Holy moly. You know what else I like? Squatty potty.
The squatty potty?
You ever seen the squatty
Yeah.
potty?
Oh, yeah. On Shark Tank.
Yeah.
They made a killing with it.
Let me tell you something. It works. Okay.
Does it really?
By the way, if anyone has a toilet or a plumbing question, text us 97136. We've got Ron Alexander from Shelby Mechanical with Dominic Spengalewski.
Spengaleski.
You know the loose. When I say Luski,
Just say Dominic.
Polish. Yeah, it's Dominic.
Everyone knows who you're talking about. If you just say Dominic, you'll be fine.
Where are you guys located?
Shelby Township.
Okay, you cover all Metro Detroit though.
We go everywhere. Jobs go. I mean, with Steve Iverson, we're out in Lansing, and all the basements are all over the place.
So you'll drive wherever.
Yeah, we go anywhere if it's worth it. I mean, if it's just a drippy faucet, we're not going to drive
How can
halfway
someone get
across
more
the
water
state.
pressure in their house? A circulating
Well,
pump?
I mean, the city delivers a certain amount of pressure, so if their pipes are galvanized and half closed, they got to repipe. There could be a lot of things causing that. Aerator's dirty.
Galvanized. That's the original pipes they used to use, right?
Yeah.
It's galvanized means that's a type of metal.
Yes.
And then galvanized, you went from there, they transitioned to copper.
Well, we went to copper, and
Now copper's transitioning to PEX.
Well, in between there was PVC and CPVC. I mean, bigger projects we still use, CPVC
And that's a supply
for water
line.
mains.
But for drains it's okay, but for supply
For water.
you do.
Yeah,
Okay.
we use CPVC for water. Yeah,
And what about residential?
we always use PEX now. It's all PEX.
What's the upside to PEX? It's just easier to, you don't have to solder. There's no flames. You just pull it
Labor.
through.
Yep.
Quick on
Labor saves labor.
What about connections? Isn't that the weak link? The connection. If you don't do it right.
Yeah, it's with everything. Copper too. You don't solder well, you're gonna have a leak too. I mean, anything. It's the connections. But I personally think the downside is the fittings are smaller than the pipe. If they're inside it. So I think we're losing a little bit of pressure or some flow when you do a house all in 3/4. The fittings are smaller because I think we've had a few issues with water backups, but the house is only supplied to 3/4. I would love to have a full flow, to supply that water backup pump, but sometimes it's an issue.
Okay. Well, and I wasn't sure, but that's the thing. So, do you remember when they switched from 3-gallon toilets to 1.6?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a while ago.
And those original first generation toilets were no good.
They were terrible.
You'd have to flush twice.
Yeah, we still pull some out. I know, was that the 90s? Wasn't it the 90s?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It was in 96, I think it was. Or
Yeah.
92.
So now they have 1.2-gallon flush.
Yeah. Or half gallon. You get the
Yeah.
dual flush.
That's just for, number one instead of number two.
I've got a half gallon wall hung toilet, dual buttons.
When you say wall hung, does that mean there's like in the wall?
It's mounted to the wall and it's off the floor. There's no porcelain touching the floor, so for cleaning under, it's fantastic.
But how do you sit on it?
Like normal, it's just mounted to. There's a system you put in the wall that holds the tank, the mounting equipment, everything goes. It fits in a 2x4 wall now.
I wasn't sure because
fantastic.
I'd be afraid to sit on it and then fall.
Oh, it'll handle it. Trust me, it's fantastic.
Yeah, wall hungs have been around for quite a long time.
Yeah, you go into commercial bathrooms, it's all wall hung. You've probably sat on them already. You look in there, a lot of them are all wall hung.
I would. Yeah,
You don't use commercial bathrooms, do you?
No, I
Or not
flush toilet.
commercial,
I
but
don't
they're
use.
just out
I don't use public restrooms.
Public restrooms.
And then when I do, I flush with my feet. OCD, baby. If you have a question, text us 97136. Love to talk to you. We got a Utica 30-plus-year-old home boiler, 4-zone, tankless recommended. We're going to talk about that when we come back. Text us your questions, plumbing, 97136. We'll be right back. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. Few things are guaranteed in home improvement, but clogged drains might be one of them. Nowadays, you can go online and you can find a million different tricks and hacks on how to fix a clogged drain. I asked Ron Alexander of Shelby Mechanical what he thinks about the do-it-yourself drain declogging methods. He said to me he would recommend staying away from any of those gimmicks. Vinegar, baking soda, or whatever else people talk about pouring down the drain. You're more than likely to just end up with a mess in the drain that's still clogged. I also don't recommend out-of-the-box chemical drain openers either. While those can be effective on some clogs, they can also damage your pipes and end up costing a lot of money in repairs down the road. But there are a handful of things you can try that are safe and do work before going through the trouble of having a plumber come out. The first method that Ron recommended was the good old-fashioned plunger and using hot water. Hot water can help break down the common clogging agents like grease and soap, and the plunger can sometimes push the clog through. According to Ron, it will depend on the type of clog and where the clog is and the shape of your drain as to whether or not plunging can effectively solve your problems. For a clog shower, Ron says the simplest answer might be the best. A lot of times with a shower, the problem is hair, and people don't realize that they could see the clog and maybe even just reach down and pull it out if they take off the drain cover. In the case of a clog that you can't quite reach, a coat hanger or a similar hook might help you remove the clog. If you're handy and you feel up to the task, you could always rent a plumber's snake at a big box store to deal with a particularly stubborn clog. Ron even has people call him on the phone for tips in the middle of working on their drain. People call me all the time and ask. I don't mind. If it's something simple I can recommend, I'll tell you. And if it's something I think we can come out and take a look at, I'll tell you that too. I always say there's nothing wrong with doing your due diligence and seeing if you can fix a problem yourself. But if you're getting nowhere, fighting a clog drain all afternoon because you want to save a few dollars, ask yourself this. How much is your time worth? Because most homeowners, there's a point where the time is more valuable to them than what they would end up paying someone to fix it, and that's when it's time to make the call. For more plumbing tips, or if you're looking for a great plumber like Ron Alexander and his team at Shelby Mechanical, just head over to hireitdone.com. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We've got Dominic Spangaleski.
There you go.
Bingo. Got it again.
Ron Alexander. Shelby Mechanical. If you need a plumber, need any service in your house, give them a call, 586-726-9444, or just visit hireitdone.com. They'll come out, take care of you. Ron, what is there a typical service call? Not new plumbing, but is there like...
Normally, yeah, it's always sewers backing up, garbage disposal, sump pumps. Some pumps when we have the heavy rain like we had last time, we had guys running around throwing them in everywhere. Matter of fact, so it was a busy weekend. But usually it's always sewer calls. We get a lot of fixture changes. People want to change their faucets and sinks and toilets. And
do you ever go like when they go on like Wayfair or they go to like Advanced Plumbing or whatever, they buy this new pull-out sprayer and all this stuff, and they got all this stuff, and they call you up and like, oh yeah, I want you to install this, and it's...
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Good luck, right?
You know what? There's two of us. We'll go out and look at that stuff for free. myself or Justin, one of us will come out to your house. We don't have any problem with that. If they're thinking about upgrading their shower, we'll come and look at it and say, try to get them to go to a supply house because like what's Infusion or something where they can pick what they want, and the salespeople will let them know, hey, this works together. Don't go buying this, mixing valve, and then you got just with body sprays, and they got.
So you'll consult and tell them what to get.
Yes, exactly.
And you don't have a problem with a homeowner buying their own material?
No, not at all.
But they're responsible if it doesn't work.
If it doesn't work, then if we have to replace it, then we charge for that stuff.
You got a plumbing question? Text us 97136. We just got one that says I have an electric hot water heater that needs to be replaced. Does it have to be another electric, or can I convert it to gas?
We can convert it to gas. Yeah, it would probably have to be a power vent if they don't. There must be a reason there's electric in there. Maybe they don't have a vent through the roof, or I don't know. We can come out and look at it and give them an idea what's required.
So for that homeowner, just text it in. Or go to ShelbyMechanical.net. Give them a call 586-726-9444. Would you drive to Imlay City to replace 2 toilets since it's not such a large job?
Yeah, we got a guy that lives out that way or close to it, or halfway between, let's say, Shelby and Emily City's not that far, really.
Yeah, that's why Shelby. You just take 90. What did you take? Not 94.
Van Dyke. We can take Van Dyke right up, and we'll stop by that place caught on fire. I used
Where
to
you
stop
at?
at that meat place.
23 mile.
We're 23 between Shaner and Hayes. So
that's on the east side.
Yeah,
location.
we just get on the Van Dyke Expressway. We'll be up
Bam.
in. I like
well,
Emily City. We go up there we always sponsor a car for the races and stuff up there.
Uponor is the way to go for water lines. You've heard of that brand?
What's that?
Uponor?
Uponor.
Uponor.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, good, very good piping.
Okay.
Very good stuff.
How often does someone call you and say, I want all new pipes put in my house? Is it one of those? Rarely? Or?
Yeah, well, repipes, we might get a couple a week we go look at. I mean, we don't always do them because they're kind of expensive. I would recommend if you're going to do it, replace them all. Drill through the cabinets, drill the floor, change. Don't keep the shower pipes in the wall. Do it all, or you're wasting your time.
Don't cut corners.
And money. Yeah, don't cut corners. Replace it all.
Now, PEX piping, we were talking about it earlier. Mm-hmm. 1/2 inch, 3/4, 1 inch. When you have 1 inch copper or 1/2 inch copper or 3/4 copper, when you replace PEX and you remove it, replace it with PEX, is it smart to go with the same size, or you go one up? What is your expert recommendation?
I like to go one up. We don't always do that. I mean, if the meter's 3/4, that's would almost be like a 1 inch PEX to a degree. It depends. I think you'll get plenty of water pressure. If you got a huge shower with a lot of body sprays and things like that, I would run a larger line over there. Or if you have a water backup pump, try to run a larger water line over to that just to service it. Because you're going through a safety device.
You do sump pump stuff too.
Yeah, we do a lot of sump. We do a lot of water backups.
So water backup for the city water.
Yes.
That could cost you some money if the water's backing up and you don't realize it.
Yeah, we use Liberty, the one with the alarm. Okay. So they know it's on. You can hear it. It's like, wait a minute, my backup's working.
What about these battery-operated backup sumps? Will you guys install those as well?
Yeah, we usually have the homeowner buy that because there's so many different sizes and price range. I mean, I shouldn't say so many, but there's a lot of price difference. So let them pick the price they want to spend on it, and we can install it for them, yeah.
Well, that makes sense to me. I wasn't sure how that worked, though.
Yeah. Some of the batteries now, you have to buy the acid separately, and then it's disposing of it when you don't need it all is becoming a problem, too.
Okay. What about an actual sump crock?
Yeah, we get into those old crock, the old shallow crocks. We bust and take them out and put in a regular sump pit. We run into that.
So when someone has water coming through the basement floors, hydrostatic pressure, we'll call it. If you put a new sump pump in or a sump crock and you dig it, that relieves a lot of that water pressure, right?
Yeah.
How do you clean out the bleeders and the underground lines? What do you do?
It's hard to do. We've got a portable jetter. We've tried to run up there and try to clean it out, but there's a series of T's under there. And a lot of times, sometimes we can get it to work and get it open. You'll see an influx of dirt and water comes gushing down, and we know we got it open, but that's very hard to do. I mean, really, if you're having a major problem, I would just get into it with a waterproofing company or something and go around the entire basement. We put clean outs every corner.
Here's a text that came in. My hot water heater makes a lot of popping noises when it's heating, even after flushing it several times. What else can I do? You've heard that, Dominic?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's one of the signs that the tank's getting ready to go. It's mineral deposits and such in the bottom of the tank that as it's heating up, they're
Making noise.
breaking loose and all that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's probably time to start looking into getting something new.
In a water
I had
heater,
one.
does the hot water come out from the bottom or come out from the top when you're calling for hot water?
It comes out of the top, but
Oh, so
the cold
the
pushes
pump-
the hot out. A lot of people think it's just they don't really realize how they operate.
Yeah,
but
well, I'm just asking right now.
cold water goes in through the down tube, goes to the bottom of the tank, which pushes the hot water out of the top. So, if some people, if they call me and say, God, I can only get like so many minutes of hot water, sometimes that down tube is broke halfway up. So the waters are, hot and cold are mixing halfway instead of going all the way to the bottom of the tank.
So then the pressure in the tank is what pushes the water out also?
Correct.
Okay, so that's tank's under pressure.
Yeah, it's under the water pressure, the
Do
cold
they
going
explode?
in
Do you ever have one explode?
I've seen videos.
Oh, I'm going to go. I didn't even think about that.
I've
YouTube
seen-
videos?
There's
Ooh, I
YouTube
love it.
videos. That wasn't there one that blows right through the roof of a house or something?
Oh, yeah, it goes right through like a second floor.
Yeah.
Here's one. My sump pump's getting louder. Is that a sign it needs to be replaced?
Getting louder. I don't know what they mean by louder, but it's if it's working. Sumps are hard. I mean, if it's working, it's working. If
What's
it's
the
not,
name of
it's
that good
not.
pump? Grunfuss? What's the one? That,
We use what Zoller and
Zoller,
Zoller
yeah. Zoller's
Myers.
a bulletproof. Those are good.
Yeah.
Myers is almost identical
Zoller's
to
very
Zoller too,
well
but
built.
we use the cast iron heavy duty pump, those M53s.
We have a 15-year-old house on a well. We replaced the water heater in December of 2018. 1 year later, we started having smelly water, so I replaced the anode with a new aluminum one, and there was no change. I changed the sediment filter on the filtration system, and the smell was gone. However, 3 weeks later, we have the smell again. Any
Back
ideas?
again. I call Widdock Supply. They have. I don't know if that's the rod. They got a new rod.
The
I don't know.
magnesium, and
It's got magnesium and there's something else. I can't remember
Probably,
what it is.
yeah.
It's two chemicals that are with it. And like I said, we put
Carbon,
that one in
maybe?
at Jared's and it's gone. As far as I know, it hasn't come back. He hasn't said nothing to me.
I wonder if Beauchamp water treatment, because they do water softeners. Maybe they do some kind of smell reduction.
Yeah.
What does it smell like? Rotten eggs, like farts.
We've had people just pull them out. Just say, I don't want it in there at all.
What about let's see, smell gas. Here's one I'm not minor repairs. Shark bite. Have you heard of that? Is that
Yeah, we don't use them, but we've used them in emergency situations to cap things off, but we don't.
Okay.
Not as a permanent. It's a
Temporary.
homeowner's thing they can buy from the big box store to.
what is it?
It's just you push fittings together. It's
Oh,
just shark
yeah.
bite. You just push the water line inside each end. It's just it's
Oh.
not a.
Is that when you hook like the ice maker to your? Is that what that?
No, that's
Oh.
those piercing valves.
Yeah.
No, those are no good. We can't use them either.
What disposals? How come they haven't invented the disposal that just grinds up everything?
They do. They got one that chews up glass.
I want it. Where is it? What is it called? How do you get it?
I'll get you the information.
put, like, body
when
parts?
it jams, it automatically reverses and loosens itself up, and
Because you
it's
got like
crazy.
1/3, 1/2, 3/4.
Yeah.
Do they have like 1 horsepower?
I think it is.
They
Not
got
that
you
one.
get into the commercial ones, which they're about 3 feet tall, about 1.5 feet around.
Oh, no, that
oh
one-
yeah,
they got,
those
no,
ones.
they got a
are-
residential one. They got one.
Yeah, I
Put
want one
in.
that you can put like
Yeah, I'll get you the
some
info on
serious
that.
like bones.
Yeah, it chews. I mean, I saw it chew up glass.
Really?
Yeah,
And you're not a fan. I remember you telling me. I'm thinking to myself, here's a plumber who doesn't like.
I don't have one.
Synchronators.
I don't have one in my house.
What's up with that?
I don't want one. I don't want anything going down there.
I
The
do.
pipes.
I
Just
love it. I love
scrape your
turning it
plate.
on.
Scrape your plate. The worst is eggshells. You put eggshells, you got any little dip in your pipe, and them eggshells sit there. And we had a house in Birmingham. We'd have to go out there every 6 weeks. She didn't care. They go through a dozen eggs every day. And
Is there a way to eggshell proof it? Maybe put some slicker in it?
well, not without digging up the sewer. If she had an old cast iron pipe that had a low spot, and then eggshells would just sit there and eventually block up the whole system.
End of the hour.
Is it really?
Amazing.
Wow, that was quick.
Dominic
Went by real quick.
Spangoleski, Ron Alexander, Shelby Mechanical. Thanks for coming in today, guys.
No problem. We have
Thanks
fun.
for tuning in. We'll see you next week. I'm Adam Helfman. This is the Hired Done Radio Network.